chicken nugget, yeah. Chicken nugget, yeah. Chicken nuggets, yeah. Sing it.
So here we are then, just revving up for the first race. Not really expecting much from this race. I mean, it's Yas Marina, there's always going to be a few cutting corners from everyone. Getting not the best run into this corner, actually bumping the Civic there by a little bit, but then of course there's your standard 20 car pile up you can expect in the motorsport lobby. But when I was looking behind me, I was just caught off guard and I went completely into the back of that Ferrari F50. And what you're about to see here is my fault. I thought we were doing the full circuit, so I just kept on going, and then when I realised it was supposed to be a left turn, I just went completely into the back of the Maserati. I tried to wait for him a little bit, but, you know, he was rejoining the track when I did, so it was okay. Onto the long straight now. There's a couple of guys behind me, and I look back there, and all this time I'm thinking, are they going to ram me? Are they going to ram me on this next corner? And as we go into the corner, right, I look back, and I decide that they're not. But then, the F50 just comes in and completely destroys me out of the corner. And he didn't really gain much, he only gained a place, and I really don't understand. So we're skipping ahead now to lap 2, because not much else happened on lap 1, and down the back straight here it's a drag race between me and the black F50, but in the end, he's got the extra power on me, so I let him keep the position. Into the corner now, I do touch the skyline ahead of me, but it doesn't really matter because, boom, coming in like a wrecking ball, that Maserati completely destroys both of us. And there's always got to be that one guy, hasn't there? So I come home to take what I think would be 15th, but in the end, karma struck and he spun out right before the finish line, so we came back to win 14th place. So we're switching over to American Muscle for the next race and using the big bad Corvette. Now immediately the Bugatti in front of me doesn't start and I get completely destroyed by some people behind me, and of course a NASCAR spins into me. So we're doing Silverstone full circuit for 2 laps. Really they need to make these races longer. So not a very good start. As we go into the first corners, there's cars all over the track from what must have been a collision that occurred there. Just bumping the Porsche there a little bit, he braked a bit too much. There's just too many cars there, there's got to be a collision. Around the next corner, inevitably, there was. But luckily, I managed to avoid it all and gain 4 or 5 positions by exceeding the track limits a little bit. So sometimes it is okay to do that if you are in a little bit of a sticky situation. There's a guy up here right now. I'd like to overtake him. I think that's Advantage GT12. I'd like to overtake him, but he's a little bit too far away for me to do so. This Corvette, by the way, is really good in S-Class. It turns remarkably well, it's quick, and it's amazing under braking, as long as there's not a Bugatti there that doesn't start. The tune will be in the description down below. Cutting forwards to the end of the first lap now, we've caught up a little bit to the Aston, but we're not quite there. But, as we go into the pit straight, I go a little bit wide there, he smashes into the wall. So I managed to get the overtake round there, and this is not good driving by me. That apex messed me up a bit, so I went off onto the grass. I've been playing for quite a long time now, so my hands are sweating on the controller, trying to get some content like this. So my lines are not as good as they were. The Vantage GT12 behind me sticking with me. Of course, it is a brilliant car in S-Class. You saw me use it at Yas Marina last race, and because of that, he is not giving up. Coming into the tight section around here, he's sticking with me, he's still there. I'm trying to do my best efforts to kiss every apex and get on the power really early, as you can see there. Probably a bit earlier than I should have, because I got a little bit of wheel spin. Coming onto the old pit straight, how far back is he? He's not that far back. He's still with me. That's pretty crazy. This guy obviously a pretty skilled driver. Anyway, coming up now to Maggots and Beckett's, I do take a pretty good line through here most times, and I brake pretty late. and as you can see there on the left hand side, he has fallen back a tiny bit, so that definitely worked there. Skipping forward to after the long straight, coming into the final chicane here, he is right on my tail. Not doing my best driving here because I am trying to concentrate so hard and trying to cut as much of my time as possible, and as you can see there, he's right behind me, but it wasn't enough, and I come home to take 5th place. Moving to Rio now, and we are using the Celine S7. Now, I meant to load up a tune on this, but unfortunately I didn't have time, so I've got a stock Celine amongst all these S800 cars, and already there's been a collision between me and a couple of GT86s, and then I just got completely crammed into that corner between the Ferrari and the wall, and then I just get hit from all sides, people flying all over the place. I didn't come out that bad in that. I mean, I come out in 8th place. 8th place, yeah. Coming into the corner, these guys are just so much faster than me. The Celine, obviously an excellent car in S-Class when it's got a tune on it, but it's just got no traction now. So you see me spinning into the wall quite a lot. Now this guy, my 8.6, this guy's going to be a total pleb and just ran straight into me, leaving me spun in the tunnel, just left for dead. A lot of guys overtaking me in the tunnel, and as you can see up here, I'm going to get squashed in between the wall and an MC12. Not a nice position to be in. But as we come out of the tunnel, the Viper's just going to not see where he's going and completely smash into the tyre wall. He might have bounced off the other wall there. I'm not actually that bad off from that crash, but the others are 1,000 feet away now, so my chances of catching up are small. Skipping to lap 2, and I am involved in somewhat of a battle between an Aston GT12. I think this is the same guy from the last race that I battled in the Corvette. I am down on power so much from that Aston, so as we enter the tunnel, I'm going to block off the inside line so he can't get it, but I go too far on the inside and manage to scrape against the wall, so he's going to come through between that gap. But what happens here is pretty good. The Viper from last lap smashing into the tyre wall. Those stray tyres are going to slow him down quite a lot. I just tap him there a little bit. But after this sweeping corner, he sort of just gives up and quits. So I guess that's the end of that battle. But nothing else really happens until the end of the race. We didn't manage to overtake anyone else, so we came back to win 9th place.